Hey guys, welcome to Biggest United, welcome to another video, and today I want to bring you guys a news roundup. I know it's normally not my thing, there is other people that do this on a much often basis than I do it, and you guys know who they are, but I wanted to bring you a news roundup because I saw a couple news today, some of them that are annoying, as always, as has been always with this Barcelona 2020, the worst year probably in Barcelona history, and more of the same actually. There's 3 news coming up. News about Artur and something that the board did, Vidal and something that the press did, and a motion of censure against Bartomeu. Probably the best news that I can come up with up today. Let's start. So, first, Blaugrana is launching a motion of censure against Bartomeu. What does this mean? It means, as the title says, that this group, Blaugrana, is launching a motion of censure against Bartomeu. So, what is a motion of censure? Is when a group of partners don't like what the current board is doing and want to call for re-elections. In order to do that, they need to do a motion of censure where they need to get 15 plus total of the of signings to call off the new elections. And in order for this to happen, for there to be new elections, you need to get, like I said, 15 plus % of the signings of the partners in order for there to actually to change president. There has to be, the new voting has to be of at least 2/3 of winning. So it's not only above 51%, but actually 2/3, so about 66% or so. This makes it obviously very, very difficult, especially because of the pandemic and what's been going on, and they've mentioned it in their communication. It's gonna be difficult. The people doing it seem to already gather between 2,000 and 5,000 percent of the votes, or at least 2,000 to 5,000 votes. It's a good number. It's not close though. It's not close to that 15% that's needed. I believe that something around, it's about 16,500, 18,000 that you need in order to start calling out for re-elections. We've seen this before. Against Sandro Rosell, there was a motion of censure by Agustí Benedito, and we saw it before. Agustí Benedito, a very public image in Barcelona. He was actually presenting himself as he posted himself as president for Barcelona, has shown himself for multiple elections. He has, the boys, he has the media on him, and he could only muster, I believe, about 12,000 of the votes needed. So, he was close, but he even couldn't do it, and he had to remove his motion of censure. This seems like, in hindsight, this seems like hopeful news, but I just want to leave it out there that we would like this to happen, but the likelihood it's not very much. It's not very much, especially because, for one, much of the partners of Barcelona are of a certain age that do not use social media, and they're not being games in the Camp now. You're not able to recollect them in physical. So they've left a link for the partners to vote online. It's called monsieur2020.cat, and it's a nice thing to do, but it's probably not going to work. In order for something like this to happen, it has to be, first of all, something that the general public wants. Second, it has to be, done very organized with a very direct progress. But again, nice gesture, probably not going to happen. Still, only 1 year left of this, so a lot of damage could still be done with it this year, but it is not as much. Now, changing topics, we have Arturo Vidal, and he said some stuff on Chilean media about apparently the club has to decide if the same manager continues. Apparently, taking a dig at Setien. This has been taken way out of proportion, and guess what? By what media has been taken way out of proportion? Our own media from home, and especially from the Spanish media. Apparently, you know, if you read it in the English media and stuff like that, it's just what it's been translated into. They're not the ones taking a dig at Arturo Vidal or changing whatever he wants to say, because a title like "The club has to decide if the same matter continues" is, it sounds like, what did Arturo Vidal say? Like, is he attacking Setien? And when you actually read what he said, let's look at it. We try to adapt to the situation, and when the season ends, the club had to make a decision on the future. If the same manager will continue, if they bring in players, if the same players continue. We've had very little time working with Setien. It was an abrupt change, and we tried to adapt. We have to think about the future, because Barca have to aspire to win everything. That's why it is the best club in the world. The fans want trophies, and when you miss out on one or you lose the game, of course the press are going to look at changing players and coaches. So what is Arturo Vidal saying? That Barcelona is the best club in the world, and that the fans want what's best for the club, and obviously when they get mad, they can start looking at players, they can start looking at and managers, they can, light the torches and burn everything up. That is normal. That is, I think we can all agree that's something that happens when we lose at Anfield. We want to throw the players, we want to throw the manager, here, this and that. Did he take a dig at Setien? No. He said, we've worked with Setien very little because, the change was very abrupt, mid-season, then the pandemic, this and that. There's nothing wrong there. He said that they could, if they lose, they could look to change the manager, change the players. As always, is a possibility always. When the summer comes around, that things could be changing. Actually, they're pretty much always change. They'll at least bring one or two more players, sell one or two more players, maybe change the manager. So nothing wrong here. It's just what the media has tried to do yet again about changing their reality and trying to, keep attacking Setien for no apparent reason, because Setien has again not been doing that much of a horrific job for them to be doing this, and they did nothing against Ernesto Valverde. And now, last but not least, the last news, and the ones that have kind of annoyed me the most, is Artur. Again, another Artur Melo news. You guys know that Artur hasn't presented himself. He's still not in training. He's not in Barcelona. He's still in Brazil. But today, Getty Juegues, of Ser Catalunya, the Twitter account, has showed pretty much, it's the same Twitter account that revealed the news about E3 Ventures, the thing about the board hiring a company to attack the players and former stars and for people related to the Barcelona environment, apparently hired by this board, and the things will happen, Barca Gate, stuff like that. And apparently they're saying that Artur had negotiated with Barcelona had negotiated with Artur, that for him to leave, if he left, they will give him 2 million euros at the end of the season. Obviously, this was not said for obvious reasons, because if this was true, it would be an absolute travesty, and it would be actually criminal, because you're not paying players anymore to come to Barcelona. You're paying players to leave your club. And I'm not gonna say if I believe it, if I don't believe it. Like I said, this is the company that revealed the E3 Adventures thing, but any media is not gonna get 100% of their information correctly. This could be true, this could not be true. I'm just gonna say that Artur did not want to leave Barcelona, that he was forced out, that he multiple times said that he wanted to stay, and all of a sudden he's convinced to leave to Juventus. Could it be that he's getting paid 3 times the wages at Juve? Probably. Could it be that they're gonna pay him 2 million euros if he decides to depart, and on top of that they're paying him 3 times the wages at Juve? Also probably. I'm just gonna leave it out there. It is what it is. If this is happening, it's bad. And again, like I said, this 2020 has been an absolute disaster. It's been the worst year in Barcelona history. There is not one day that I can be relaxed and think, oh, what's the news with Barcelona today? Can I see them training or something? Did Messi do a nice shot in training? Did Suarez score a ball in mid game? No. Can I read some transfer rumors that are nice to hear? Maybe we're gonna sign Sandro Tonali. Maybe we're gonna renew Ter Stegen. No good news for Barcelona. This is not a year of good news. It's a year of only tragedy. I can only expect the worst for the game against Napoli. When that game comes closer, I'll be talking about probably the Champions League. Probably. I wanted to do a video about the Coutinho-Wendosi swap deal that will be coming soon for the channel, probably tomorrow within the next couple of days. And Dembele is back in training. He is, training in his own way. He's, doing the last bit of recovery. Suarez apparently has an injury in his right knee, but has been suffering from that for a while, but he's doing self-recovery with Antoine Griezmann. Apparently will be ready for the game against Napoli. That's not a worry, apparently. And that's, I think, everything for Barcelona as of late. Anyways, that's been the news. Leave me, guys, your opinions in the comment section below. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next one. Blaugranas.